Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
I have done things for money which I'm not proud of, like waking up early and working.
As an artist, formerly on Bad Boy Records in the 90s, I was as horrified as anyone to hear about the P. Diddy allegations. Lately, a lot of you internet weirdos have been going through my back catalog, trying to play with my name, taking lyrics out of context, and trying to find hidden meanings that just aren't there.
Diddy hit my G-spot every time. Yeah, Diddy hit my G-spot. I'm satisfied. Got a crop of new rappers, yum yum. Now it's lunchtime. Diddy getting his, and you know that I'll be getting mine. Free time, man. You know it's free time.
When you're doing crime, real certified G's need a spot to go where they're going to be surrounded by other real certified G's. Now, if I personally had seen anything sus, I'd be the first one to tell you.
1,000 bottles, drawer full of toys. Back rooms for the bad boys, soundproof, no noise. We never hire a bitch to do a man's job. Got my piece deep inside a man's consoles. Walking phony cause I paid my dues. Last night, I'm walking phony, should've seen the clues. Like the pills in the drink and the phones in the sink. And the triple reinforced locked door click. Don't think
1,000 Bottles is a classic track about crime in a club. Drawer full of weapons, gun in your op's mouth. Seeing clues someone's trying to set you up, getting shot, having a limp after. Too Smooth has always been an open book.
And we keep it on the DL. All the holes we fill. I'm moaning, but I'm the top spot in the morning. Bent over, tell Diddy explode. Ecstasy.
The man has a temper, and if he explodes, obviously the job gets canceled.
I can't sit down, cause it hurts too much. I can't sit down. No pain, no gain. I can't do a number 2 and it's all because of
the
you.
The song's about a fucking breakup.
I'm worried about the beer supply. After this case and the other case, there's only one case left. Yeah. Barney's right. Yeah, let's get some more beer. Yeah. Hey, what about some beer? Yeah, Barney's right.
Man, it is beautiful out today. Fuck, I wish I was happy.
What are some of your weaknesses?
I'm too honest.
I don't really think that's a weakness.
I don't give a shit what you think.
The American worker, proud, tough, hard-working.
And tired.
These jobs are killing us.
Outsourcing, take them away.
Yay! It's a miracle. They moved our factory to a third world nation.
Now I have more time to play the lottery. Ka-ching!
Hey, America, why not let some of the other countries carry their share of the load? You can, with the best kind of sourcing, outsourcing.
Do you have a punk-ass coworker that's always being passive-aggressive via email? Passive-aggressive support this Lee who we spinning a block on today. Here at Hood Tech, we have trained engineers to help you respond professionally. She started off the email with "for future reference." Basically, she's saying she ain't gonna repeat herself. First, you wanna focus on direct and calm communication. Per our last conversation is wild disrespectful. All right, let's stay calm. Just respond, "I appreciate you bringing it to my attention." Next, you wanna acknowledge their feelings without engaging in the negativity. If it was me, I wouldn't put up with that shit. Respectfully. Try saying, "I understand your point. Let's make sure we have that on the meeting agenda." Lastly, you should redirect the conversation to a solution-oriented approach. Wow. All right, let's try this. Every Wednesday, she goes to lunch at the pizza shop on 8th Ave. I can't tell you what to do when you get there, but make sure you don't forget to take off your earrings.
Oh, I see we have someone new joining us this week. Would you like to start first?
Well, I just want to say that I used to think that I was better than you people, you know? And then something happened to me recently where I realized that I have a problem because something I did really hurt my brother, so I just want to say that I have an addiction too, and I need help.
Hi, my name is Tony, and I haven't had sex with a dead person in over 2 weeks.
This isn't Gamblers Anonymous. It must be down the hall. I just want to say something. Remember earlier when I said I wasn't better than you people? I am. I'm better than you people. And I'm going to leave, all right? And if I should happen to die on the hallway, just stay the hell away from me, all right? Keep your hands to yourself.
Let me ask you something.
When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Foobar Show! Hey, what is up, everyone? I am Joe C. Thank you all so very much for listening into the Foobar Show. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our socials at Foobar Show. That's F-O-O Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And we'll keep fooing it up like a bunch of foos. Ain't that right, Steph?
That's right.
Steph, today's going to be a good one. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it's Pride Month. Not that it means anything to you and me, but we have friends that are celebrating.
Support them.
Yeah, we are, as they say, allies.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's just a little bit gay.
Everybody's a little bit on that spectrum in the month of June. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't
And
that,
you know what?
Isn't that what we've been forced into?
It is.
These whatever. We love.
Yes. It's fun.
Love however the hell you want, everybody.
Yeah.
Steph.
What's up?
We haven't been doing this for about a month. The last time it was for May the 4th be with you, which was also your birthday.
That's right.
And it's been just about a month. Today is Monday, June 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell have you been up to for a month?
I graduated from college.
Finally. You've finally graduated from college. How's it feel?
It feels great. However,
congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, for the last 2 years, I have been just overburdened with work.
You were
and
grinding,
school,
yeah.
And 18-hour days, no sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm glad that that's over.
Yeah, finally.
Finally. So
everybody's happy.
Yes.
Everybody's happy because now you can have a life, I think.
Yes.
You've been cooped up just studying.
Yeah, for the last month.
Now, you're still not finished. You
No.
still have to take the board exam.
Correct.
You've already passed your finals, obviously. You've already passed the legal portion of the certification or the license, right?
The licensure, yes. So now I just take the board exam and then...
See how that goes.
Yeah.
Right on.
And then you'll have another healthcare worker on your hands.
Yeah.
Well, I'm already one, but I'll just be licensed this time.
Yeah. Rather than all the shit that you're doing in the basement.
Right.
Hey, Steph. You know, one thing we forgot to cover the last time, which is about a month ago, is your trip to Coachella.
Oh, yeah.
We totally spaced it, even though we were prepping it the previous episode. We're like, yeah, you're going to Coachella. We're going to talk all about it. And then it was all like May the 4th Star Wars shit that day.
Right, because we had taken a break.
In between that.
And
because you went to Coachella.
Because I went to Coachella.
Yeah, we didn't do one. And now, I mean, we can spend a couple of minutes.
Yeah, you know what? It was fun. We went weekend 2, and it was the better of the 2 weekends.
Well, weekend 1, we had already been reporting that it was kind of like a shit fest, right?
Yeah, I was
trying to get in alone.
Just Fire Fest all over again.
Yeah.
Winds, heat. People were passing out before the concert even started because they couldn't get in.
Yep.
Yeah, there was none of that. We showed up late Friday night and we just got right in, car camping. And they didn't even make us take our stuff out of the car. And we're just like, all right, cool. Yeah. I mean, they still went in the car and they inspected everything.
Right.
Yeah. But
they have like police dogs and stuff?
No. It's just 2 tired looking guys. They're just like, dude, we've been here all day. Here comes another car. All right.
Yeah.
You guys look cool. You guys look tired too, because I had just come from work.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, just let us in, dude. Yeah. Missy Elliott was great. Lady Gaga put on a freaking theater performance in the desert.
Of course. That's her style, yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot, but also it was on par with Lady Gaga.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prodigy was dope. They were night 1.
That's right. You saw Prodigy.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Prodigy dude. I forget his name. I'm so sorry.
Prodigy dude. Yeah, the guy who wrote the songs and put everything together.
They were great. We set up the tent only at night, and then the next morning we finished setting up the rest of the campground.
So, my experience with Coachella, and I haven't been since like 2016, I want to say. Something like that. It's been a while. And every day that you're there, the sun wakes you up at like 7:30 a.m., no matter whether you like it or not, because it's the middle of the desert and it's hot. Was that your experience too?
Not necessarily. I mean, yes, it does get bright, but...
No, I mean like heat, the hotness. No,
not until maybe like 8, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
It started to get hot.
Got an extra couple hours out of it?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a particularly hot weekend for Coachella, was it?
The weekend that we went, no, it was in the 80s, low 90s.
That's fucking nice.
With a nice steady breeze.
Wow.
Yes.
That was not our experience in a different festival.
Perfect. It was my first and last time at Coachella, and because I'm too old for it now. I was just like, but it was like the perfect weather weekend.
That's awesome. Every time I've gone to Coachella, it's been in the high 90s, breaking 3 digits. And I'm not a tropical guy, Steph. I do not like the heat.
Well, this is not tropical weather. This is desert heat. That is way different than tropical heat.
That's true.
Yeah, so
I'm not that guy either.
Second day, we set up the tent, started drinking, had some food at the campsite, and then we headed in. Together Pangea was one of the bands that we saw. It was an indoor stage, and it was like, oh my god, it was nice and cool in there.
Yeah.
And they have a nice crowd. They have a nice following. We got in the pit. It was fun.
Sweet.
If you don't know Together Pangea, they play a lot of rock, alternative rock. It's pretty tight.
Sweet. And then you saw T-Pain,
which is, I feel like, is a completely different artist when you see him in person. I mean, he still plays all his hits, but
it's not heavily auto-tuned.
He plays with a full band, and it's not as auto-tuned as it is in like the produced like recordings.
I don't think it's auto-tuned at all. I think he's singing.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're
he's
right. Yeah,
straight up. Like,
he's got some good vocals.
Yeah, he's a terrific artist, and he's always said that the auto-tune effect in his productions, it's like when you're a guitarist and you're using guitar effects and guitar pedals, but he's just doing it to his voice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, you can do that live too. You totally can. I mean, we've seen Kanye do it with his fucking bullshit songs. But it's awesome that he chooses not to, and he really shows people what he's got. He's got pipes.
Yes, and it makes for amazing performance.
I mean, if you guys...
You can see, like, when we were in the crowd, a lot of the people that were standing around us, this was also their first time watching T-Pain. And they're just like, oh my God, that's what he sounds like. This is so cool. And then we're all jamming. We're just having drinks, having a good time, dancing around. So it was a nice experience.
Yeah. Did he do I'm on a Boat?
No.
Damn.
I know.
That's a missed opportunity.
No,
he would have just brought like Andy Sandberg out and
he's saying don't stop.
Island.
He's saying don't stop believing. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. He does a lot of covers.
He does.
He became a lot, like, he went viral on all the socials for doing that Black Sabbath song, War Pigs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He did War Pigs.
Yeah.
In his style and his like kind of like rock R&B mix of a style, and the dude's awesome.
Yeah.
The dude has great. He can do any genre and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
sick.
Very talented guy.
Yeah.
We also found a couple speakeasies there
within the Coachella event.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, there was one next to the marketplace, and there's one hidden amongst these bushes. We were trying to find the tiki spot, but apparently that was in the VIP section. We didn't have time to do that because we were busy watching the bands.
Right.
The third day didn't really happen.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about the third day.
The third day, my friend. The third day. We woke up surprisingly not hungover.
There we go.
We woke up. Oh, by the way, let me go back. Let me backtrack to night 2. We were so tired from drinking and just walking around. We walked like almost like 30,000 steps.
Jesus.
Which is a fucking lot. We're just like, oh man, let's take a break right before Green Day. So we went back to the tent and we took a 30-minute nap. And it was very dangerous for us to do that because we almost didn't go back out.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, oh.
Yeah, when you're exhausted, that nap is not going to be 30 minutes.
It was so hard for us to get back out there. We had already changed into our pajamas and we're just like, lit, because we were like hot and sweaty throughout the day. We're just like, I feel kind of gross. Let's just change real quick. And then we'll take a nap and then we'll go back out. We'll watch the rest of Green Day show and then we'll head over to watch the Misfits. Green Day was great. We sat down the entire time.
Yeah. That was my experience with Guns N' Roses when I saw them there. I'm just like, oh, wow, finally, I get to see them in all their glory. Granted, Axl's already old and fat, but I've never seen Guns N' Roses, but I had to see him from the back just sitting down on the hill.
Yeah.
Because I was just so exhausted from the day.
Because you know me, like, I love Green Day. I have to, like, watch them. Mm-hmm. But we were just so tired. I was like, I can't stand up anymore. And then we headed over to watch the Misfits. And of course, they get out there on stage all late, but they're the last ones on that stage, so it didn't really matter.
Right. But they have a curfew.
Yeah. And then there was this guy standing a couple feet away from us, and he's just like, all right, where are they? I mean, we're on a schedule here. We don't have all night. And I'm just like, do you have somewhere to be? It's almost the middle of the night. Where are you going? And he's just like, you can tell he's like an older Misfits fan.
Of course.
And Frank Danzig comes out and he's just complaining about everything.
So that was his crowd.
Yeah, that was his crowd. And I'm just like, oh, you guys are made for each other.
Yeah.
But their songs are pretty good. And then day 3, we wake up, eat, pack up the tent, start drinking, and we drank a little too much because
day 3.
We had a liter of beatbox.
You had a liter of beatbox.
We didn't finish the liter, but it was like in that party pack. It comes in a box with a like little.
For those who don't know, beatbox is this wine cooler substance that is 11.1% alcohol by volume.
Yes.
That should tell you everything. A beer is like around 4 or 5.
Right. And we got the raspberry flavor, so it's just like electric blue, so it's not good for you at all.
No.
And we're just like, okay, this is last day. We're just gonna preload the drinks in the morning, and then we're just gonna coast the rest of the day because we have to we were gonna plan on driving home, and then we both had work the next day, so we were just going to sleep in the car for a couple hours, and then head back.
Yeah.
After the day was done. None of that happened because we got so drunk that my friend ended up passing out. She woke up to throw up, then she passed out again. People were giving her water, and I'm just like, just leave her, just let her sleep, because she ended up going down onto the ground, and I was just kind of like watching her. We're just like, stay back, everybody. She's knocked out. And so I'm just like, we need to walk this off. So I made her get up, and then we were walking around a little bit. We were like, we're gonna burn off some of this alcohol, and then we ended up going on the Ferris wheel, which she doesn't even remember that we did. And I was just like,
alcohol is bad.
Well, I'm just gonna call it right now because you're not gonna see anything today.
Yeah.
So we went back in the car. I sobered up. She was knocked out, and then we just bounced right before they started closing the gates, because they closed the gates at a certain point so that there's no risk for incidents with pedestrian traffic.
Okay.
So we left right before the gates closed, and then we just headed home, and then we were back by like 10 o'clock.
You guys are old. But it's great that you guys came back when you did, and maybe it was a good thing because you still had to work early in the morning the next morning.
Yeah, I still had to be up at 5:30 to get ready for work.
Can you imagine with 1 hour of sleep, if that?
Oh, I would have been miserable. Because I had to go to work and school the next day.
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know what I was thinking. I'm just like,
It worked out.
If this was 10 years ago, I would have no problem.
Yeah, well.
But it's not.
I did that in college. I had a midterm, the next day or some shit. Like I had a really important test going on, and I went in. I was probably still stinky and all that, and it was gross. But I made it.
You did.
Yeah.
And you passed, and here we are.
And here we are. Well, cool. That was that's cool. And then, and then we went dark for the rest of May.
Yeah.
And here we are.
We did go to another festival called Just Like Heaven.
Just Like Heaven was so hot.
Oh, my God.
No shade provided.
Not only that, but it's just like there's no wind either.
Yeah, there was no wind.
Like the hills.
It was an oven.
In Pasadena just trap all the heat right there next to the Rose Bowl.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy TV on the radio, Block Party, Rilo Kiley, Vampire Weekend. Those were my favorite acts.
Group Love was dope.
Group Love was cool.
Yeah, Beach Fossils was nice.
A lot of those bands, though, we had to just listen to because we were not going to stand in the sun.
No.
Where the stages were.
I feel like they didn't prepare for how hot it was going to be.
I don't think anybody could have guessed how hot it was going to be because at least
you
would get a breeze, a wind in Pasadena, and that just was not the case that day.
No. And it was funny because it was only hot that one day. And then the next day it was like 70 degrees.
Cloudy. It was all nice.
What the
fuck? But even when the sun went down, it was fine. It was all fine. Your mom was there, and she just wanted to get the hell out of there.
It's her Mother's Day present, and she was just miserable the entire time.
Yeah. I had joked about, oh, cool, they played the song I wanted. Time to go. And she's like, really? I was like, no. What are you talking about? I'm watching the rest of the set.
Really?
But cool. Well, thanks, guys, for giving us the break. Danny... he would text me almost every week. Say, the fuck?
What the fuck,
Where's
guys?
the episode?
Here it is.
Oh, here you go. Here you go.
Yeah,
God damn
yeah.
it.
You're listening to us recap all the festivals that we've
There you
been
go,
to.
Danny. Fucking.
I feel like we should put like a little, how-to festival guide since we go to so many.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be consultants for Golden Voice all of a sudden. Yeah.
No, the Foobar way though.
The Foo. Oh well, that would be totally Foobar then.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I mean, I've got some geeky shit I want to talk about. Do you have some geeky shit you want to talk about?
Same.
All right.
Okay, nerds, let's go!
All right. The first thing I wanted to cover, and actually, as the French would say, numéro un. I wanted to cover Queens of the Stone Age alive in the Catacombs. The Catacombs of Paris. That's why the numéro un. I wish I was a fly in the wall for that French meeting about what they're going to call their numbers. It's like, what do we call number one?
Throw your head back.
Fucking, that always also reminds me of Talladega Nights, where Sacha Baron Cohen's character is driving the Perrier fucking truck, but he's well known for his races in Formula. Anyway, Queens of the Stone Age have announced a new concert film recorded live in the legendary Catacombs of Paris. It's out this Thursday, the 5th of June. And I implore everybody who enjoys Queens of the Stone Age to go check this out. It's dubbed, like I said, Queens of the Stone Age Alive in the Catacombs, where the film captures the band's performance with their set of a stripped back set of songs in the famed ossuary beneath Paris' streets, weaving their sound together with the haunting silence of the tunnels. It was filmed in July of 2024 and will become available to rent or purchase on the band's website. It says here beginning June 5th. That's not true because I already bought mine. It's only $10, guys. So like you'll have access to check out that whole concert, at least the video. There will be an audio only component to it, which is just the audio of what we're gonna hear. I'm sure, probably in like a in an album form, like a live album type of thing that they'll release, probably on CD and LP and vinyl, whatever, and probably something you can also stream on your Spotify's and Apple Music's. But the concert was something for Josh Homme, the frontman of Queens of the Stone Age. Apparently, he's had this in mind for nearly 2 decades, and it marked the very first time a band had received a legal sanction from the city of Paris to perform in the Catacombs. You would think with all the bands that Paris produces, there would be some other band who would have thought to play in there, but I guess not. Among the 6 million corpses resting there, can you imagine playing a show with all these like... Oh, that's crazy.
That is creepy.
Homme joked that it was the biggest audience they've ever played for.
Because they're all dead.
Yeah. Continuing, Homme said that if you're ever going to be haunted, surrounded by several million dead people, this is the place. I've never felt so welcome in my life. Musically, the performance saw the band strip back their sound to acoustic basics, in part due to the lack of electrical outlets. Augmented by a 3-piece string section throughout additional elements like using chains and chopsticks as percussion, or the fact that there was just no overdubs or edits, like it's just not edited. They probably played the songs more than once and just got the best takes.
Yeah, maybe.
But there was no overdubs or edits to enhance the performance, which some bands do. Mm-hmm. Some bands do that when they put out a live performance of something. They might like overdub over it just to give you the better sounding part of the song. But all this added character to the performance, inviting the setting itself to be an active player in the Queens of the Stone Age vision of what they wanted to do at the Catacombs. So I've heard that, it's very cavernous, of course. It's just tunnels in the under the city of Paris. And they didn't have like microphones in front of their faces where Josh Homme would be singing into. He's just singing into the tunnels, and the microphones are like strategically placed in like certain acoustic areas of the catacombs to capture like the natural reverb of what's going on in there. So it's
I wonder if they captured something else.
I doubt that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I really do.
No, like, supernatural mysteries.
I'm sure it's just really spooky to be in there with all the skulls and bones of people lining the walls.
I'd be scared.
Crazy. But anyway, pre-order your Queens of the Stone Age Alive at the Catacombs concert. It is only $10, like I said, and you can just watch it at home. So
yes, you can. There are also limited theatrical releases. Mm-hmm. So if you're in the LA area on June 4th,
yep,
they will be in Los Angeles at Brain Dead Studios in Fairfax.
It's probably already
sold out.
Yeah,
probably.
I understand it's a very small space there. So
yes,
yeah, there's no way I'm
Brain,
in,
yeah,
unless I know somebody who knows somebody. But
Brain Dead Studios.
Anyway, aside from that, I'm excited for that also because, and it's very, I think, appropriate for me right now. Not that anybody else would really care, but I'm just going to say that I've been doing this tribute to Queens of the Stone Age band with a lot of my coworkers, and it's been freaking fun. We've played Ensenada, Mexico last weekend. This weekend we played over at Hollywood for the corporate offices, and then we're going to play for the factory this Friday coming up on the 6th. So it's going to be pretty sick. So on Thursday, I'm going to watch the Alive at the Catacombs, and then I'm going to go play a Queens of the Stone Age tribute set for the folks at the Corona factory for Fender.
Yay.
Yeah. So that's fun. Well, the next thing I've got is CCXP Mexico 2025 went down this weekend from May 30th to June 1st in Mexico City. It is the premier pop culture event thing. It's their Comic-Con out in Mexico City. It was huge. They had Prime Video panels revealing exclusive previews for the Mexican adaptation of The Office, so that they're going to film like an actual Spanish speaking cast and like redo The Office over there. the Gen V season 2. Remember Gen V?
Yeah. I thought they were one and done.
They're premiering September 17th, so we still got a few months to go. And apparently there's a holiday special for 31 minutos. I'm not really too sure what that is. I'm sure what some of our listeners may be.
I believe it's pronounced 31 minutes in English.
Right, but it's not. Well,
I know. I get it. It's supposed to be a joke.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh. Dexter Resurrection. They featured panels with cast members with Michael C. Hall, David Zayas, offering insights into the upcoming series.
Dr. Zayas?
No, David Zayas. Zayas. David Zayas. Fantastic Four had a panel there. So they provided... I've been watching the old early 90s animated... It just has a terrible intro song.
That is the best part about that intro.
Fantastic Four.
That's it.
That's dumb. So they had a panel. They provided fans with updates on the upcoming movie, including appearances by the cast members. And then Blocky's debut. I'm not familiar with. I don't know what this is, but they introduced a building block figures based on. Oh, so it's like a Lego thing, but it's Blockies. I'm not familiar. Would you look that up?
Blockies?
Blockies. Blokees. So they debuted here. So maybe I'm not the only one who's ever heard of them.
What? How do you spell it?
Yeah, you had it.
It just says
large blocks.
Sharps, large blocks.
Collectible Transformers. Okay, so they make it's kind of I guess like pop. What do you call those?
Oh, Blockies.
Those pop things. What do you call them?
Pop toys.
But what are they called? Funko Pops.
Funko Pops.
Yeah, but they make figurines for Blockies.
This is
It's just action figures.
They're just action figures.
Oh, okay. Well,
think of it like Mattel, not the pop figures.
Right.
Because they do other things and they're like full size.
Okay. Well, they introduced new building block figures based on popular IPs like Transformers, Ultraman, and Naruto.
Oh, look, they got the Sesame Street. Sesame Street. No Elmo though, because he got laid off.
He got laid off?
You didn't hear about that?
What do you mean?
What the hell? There's a bunch of cuts. Elmo laid off.
Shit, are you serious? Is he on LinkedIn now?
Elmo was not actually laid off. A viral LinkedIn post claiming he was laid off due to federal budget cuts was confirmed to be a parody. Sesame Workshop clarified that the post did not originate from them, and this was not.
What would Elmo's resume even look like?
I don't know.
I guess he did host Elmo's World.
Yeah,
and he did
collabed with a bunch of celebrities.
Yeah, and he really hated Zoe's pet rock.
Oh my god, that pet rock!
He was so pissed at that pet rock. If you don't know what we're talking about, go ahead and YouTube that. Elmo and Zoe's pet rock. He's so pissed that she has a pet rock, and she insists that he acknowledge it and talk to it. Anyway,
I'm just trying to look for the LinkedIn, but I can't because
it's
fucking
okay.
blocked.
It's
Anyway,
okay.
yes, but no, I guess he's not laid off anymore.
Imagine. I actually cannot imagine a Sesame Street without Elmo. He's like...
Right, who are you going to get? Grover?
Wow.
Wow.
Why is Grover catching strays?
I don't know. Does anybody like Grover?
I like Grover. He never did anything bad to anybody.
Well, I guess not. None of them. Well, no. You're telling me that okay, he's not actually laid off, but if you were to lay off one person, it would probably be Oscar the Grouch because he is not HR compliant.
Come on. He chooses to use the word scram. You know that's not what he really wants to say.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here, kid. Before you get your parents.
Look at where I live.
Well, I don't know, because you got Telly, and then you have Grover, like you said. You've got all those new characters that integrated from Plaza Sésamo, the Latin American Sesame Street, that came over. And of course, you got the OGs. You got Snuffy and Big Bird.
Well, you cannot get rid of Snuffleupagus because he is Big Bird's imaginary friend.
Is that a thing? Is nobody else able to see Snuffy? I don't believe that one bit. I'm pretty sure he communicates
maybe in
with
the
everybody.
beginning. How do you spell snuffleupagus?
I don't.
Snuffleupagus.
This is outstanding pod.
How do you think you spell snuffleupagus? I want let's hear your best guess.
This is our Foobar spelling bee.
Mm-hmm,
All right, hang on. Snuffleupagus. Use it in a sentence, please.
Big Bird's imaginary friend is snuffleupagus.
SNUFFLEUPAGUS.
You totally looked at my screen.
I can't see anything from over here. And I had my eyes closed.
Snuffle Agus. Snuffleupagus. Oh, for many years, only Big Bird would see Snuffy because he would always leave while Big Bird went to get the others. Leading
so he did exist. He just was never around.
Leading everybody else to believe Snuffy was simply an imaginary friend.
That's funny.
But he finally was revealed to everybody.
How do you not see that giant
It's like,
baby mammoth or whatever he is?
You know what? I do remember him taking off. It's like, oh, well, I'll be right back. And then Big Bird goes and gets his friends. And then it's just like, where does Snuffy go? I was like, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going to go get something. It's like, are you sure?
I don't remember that from my childhood.
This was, oh, man.
Maybe I just don't. Yeah.
This was, this was Prime TV back in the day.
Right on.
Yep.
All right. Well, cool. Well, there you have it. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, yeah. CCXP Mexico 2025. Jesus Christ. How do we get into that? All right. Last thing that I got is Star Wars, a new Star Wars property coming out next year. Star Wars Maul, Shadow Lord, is an upcoming animated television series created by Dave Filoni for the streaming service Disney Plus. Of course, it's part of the Star Wars franchise. We already know who Darth Maul is from episode 1. Mm-hmm. We know that he survives and is portrayed in the Clone Wars. So Sam Witwer voices Maul, reprising his role from the Clone Wars and other Star Wars media. The series was announced back in April of this year, a year after Witwer joined to provide insight on the character as well as his voice. A similar animation style to the Clone Wars was used, but changes to reflect Maul's character are going to be going down. The series is produced by Lucasfilm. A lot of well-known head writers like Matt Michnovitz,
Jag Stefan.
And yeah, it's gonna come out next year. They don't know when yet. But I'm looking forward to Darth Maul because I think there's a lot of story that can be told with that character. But yeah, so look forward to that. What do you got there, Steph?
As per usual, what we've been doing lately, every movie releasing in theaters this month.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read all of them because it's quite a bit. I will just read the highlights. So... From the world of John Wick, Ballerina will be released this week on June 6th.
Yeah. That's what your girl.
That's what your girl.
Ana de Armas.
That's what your girl. Yes. It will be coming out June 6th, which I'm really looking forward to because I love the John Wick series.
Yeah.
The Phoenician Scheme with Benicio del Toro will also be released June 6th. This is, if you don't know what it is, it's an espionage black comedy written and directed by your boy, Wes Anderson.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be all that style.
Yes. It's a very nice style. And like all of I like Wes Anderson's writing style as well because he explains everything in detail through the dialogue of the character.
Yeah.
Yes. Very nice. The Ritual. A horror movie with Dan Stevens, Al Pacino, Ashley Greene, and Abigail Cohen.
That's Al Pacino? Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what he looks like now.
Yeah.
The Ritual is a horror movie directed by David Middle and based on a true story. It's the story of Father Theophilus Riesinger, played by Al Pacino, and Father Joseph Steiger, played by Dan Stevens.
Dan Stevens.
One having a crisis of faith and the other confronting his past. However, they must overcome their differences and team up to perform a risky exorcism involving a young woman. So,
okay,
I like those like spiritual, supernatural stuff.
Yeah,
they for some reason that's what scares me the most. Like out of all like the horror movies or anything like that, because it's usually based on a true story. And so all like those, religious stuff is super scary to me. The Life of Chuck, also released on June 6th. Everything's coming out on June 6th. Is a sci-fi drama movie directed by Mike Flanagan based on the 2020 novella of the same name by Stephen King. The Life of Chuck tells the story of Chuck Krantz, played by Jacob Tremblay and Tom Hiddleston, from his childhood living with his grandparents to a life-changing discovery and how he ended up impacting the lives of everyone around him. How to Train Your Dragon is coming out. Everybody's talking about this movie because most people grew up with the animated version.
Right. We did too, but I never seen it.
I've never seen it. Apparently it's really good.
We should check it out. Apparently it's good.
Yeah. It looks like the characters, from what I remember, look pretty on point.
Yeah.
Toothless looks like he does in the animated version.
I like that they didn't fuck with the appearances of their characters. Like, they sometimes these things try to get really Hollywood, like fucking
Ugly Sonic,
ugly Snow White, ugly.
You're telling me that Snow White was the fairest of them all in that movie?
And you had Gal Gadot
as Maleficent?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They did her dirty, man. They did her really dirty with that haircut. She looked like Farquaad.
Yeah. They tried to keep it true because that was the hairstyle.
No. Have you seen the animated Snow White from back in the early 20th century?
Yeah,
She didn't have that fucking bob. It was a short.
Yeah, it looked nice though. It was the same one, right?
It was not. No, this is not. Right. Don't look it up right now. Just take my word for it. They did her dirty, and then she ended up just being a bad interviewer.
It was not great press, so she's
a terrible interviewee.
It was already released, so they couldn't 86 it. So I mean, it's already.
She just kind of came off really pretentious, right?
Yeah, I don't know anybody that saw that movie.
Me either.
No.
Should we just watch it for shits and the giggles? Or just get fucked up and watch it one day?
I mean, yeah.
I don't want to watch it sober.
You know what? We will probably do what we did with a few other movies, and we'll start it, and then we'll just speed through it, and then stop it, and then speed through it, and then we'll just speed watch it.
What did we do that with? It was a musical, right?
Folie à Deux.
Oh,
The Joker.
Yeah, and I feel like I saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You just skip through the songs?
Yes. We saved 45 minutes in that movie.
We sure did. And we still got fucked up.
You fell asleep. Anyway.
Why am I catching strays now?
Also coming out is 28 Years Later.
Finally.
Released on June 20th. F1 will be released. Will be released June 27th. This is starring Brad Pitt as a older F1 driver. Javier Bardem. It will also be in there.
M3gan
2.0.
2.0.
I didn't realize that we needed another one. Apparently she gets an upgrade.
She got an upgrade.
I didn't even.
And she's on our side now.
Yeah. I didn't see the first one.
Supposedly.
I didn't see the first one, but the trailer of the second one explains what happens in the first one.
And you're good.
I don't need to watch it.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, so that's what's coming out in the movie theaters. Here's what's coming out on Netflix. I'm just going to name a few. Foobar Season 2.
Dang, with Arnold?
With Arnold. I really liked the first season.
I thought it was nice. It was a nice...
it's action comedy.
Yeah,
that's going to come out June 12th.
Okay. Oh, that's coming up.
Let's see. I also wanted to mention Oh, Steph Tolive is coming out with a special.
No way.
Yeah.
She's
Filth Queen.
Your favorite manic comedian, also named Steph.
Yes. It's just a high energy.
Yeah.
And she gets in your face. I love it. That will be out on June 24th.
Cool.
The Squid Game season 3, final season.
Finally.
Coming out June 27th.
So this is season 3, not season 2, part 2 or something?
This is season 3, the final season, part 1. I'm just kidding.
They totally would.
Yeah,
They
they're
totally
gonna
would.
do Attack on Titan on us.
Yeah.
The final season,
Part 30.
followed by 3 movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I mean, there's a whole bunch of coming out. You just got to look it up. Those are the 3 that I just wanted to point out. There's a bunch of older movies that are going to go through rotation. Becoming Led Zeppelin. Oh, Becoming Led Zeppelin is actually going to come out on this week.
June 7th.
Documentary retraces the formation and early years of classic rock band Led Zeppelin. That'll be coming out on Netflix.
All
It's
right.
called Becoming Led Zeppelin.
Cool.
One Piece got renewed or One Piece is coming out. I don't know when.
I mean, that thing's not going to die.
No, I mean it's still going after 30 years.
Dodgers are going to have a game where they're giving away that straw hat coming out soon. I think sometime this month.
I think it's like this week.
Oh, I'm not going to that.
You're the one who sent us the little post.
Just because Josh is like, he gets all wet over One Piece. Anyway, well, cool.
Yeah. So there you
a
go.
lot of stuff coming out. This
Yeah.
is truly the golden age of fucking media right now, man. There's always something.
Oh, I also wanted to mention, because we just finished watching 4 seasons on Netflix, which I thought was nice. And, these friends go out a lot on vacation throughout the year. It's called 4 seasons because obviously they take a trip every season. But it's like, man, they really take a trip every season.
They do.
Like a group of friends.
Yeah.
We do it like once a year, maybe?
Once or twice if we're lucky.
Yeah.
This year seems to be one of those years where it's twice.
Yeah.
But that's not a regular occurrence.
No.
Because we're poor. We're millennials and we're poor. We're not poor, we're broke.
Yes.
That's what I should say.
Broke. But I wanted to point out that there's the actress that plays Anne.
Yeah.
Was in a band called Cake Like.
Okay.
And here is a little bit of that.
The biggest mistake.
No. Skip the ad.
I'm skipping it. I'm skipping it.
I'm not having
Very Sonic Youth-ish.
Yes.
Right now! I want to get out.
So
I want to call my mom.
the singer is Carrie Kenny. You know her from Reno 911. She also played Anne in 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Which was the wife that, surprise, she got divorced. But yeah, they were in a band in the 90s, and I always think that it's like fascinating when I find a actor who used to do music back in the day or is currently doing them now.
Yeah.
I think a few years ago we had an entire episode dedicated to actors who are currently in bands or were in bands.
Yeah, we did a segment. We did a music highlights segment of just that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe we can do that again.
Yeah, I don't
At
know,
some
man.
point.
YouTube and Spotify have been really on our ass about playing clips of music and shit. So it'll suck. I mean, yeah, I would love to, but it would be. It just feels to me like it wouldn't make sense to play it and then they want to take it down.
I get, yeah.
You know what
I
mean?
totally get it.
So, anywho,
Whack.
yeah. Well, cool, Steph. Yeah, 4 seasons. It's good. I liked it.
Yeah, comedy drama. Sometimes you need one of those.
Yeah, every now and again. Cool. Well, that's gonna do it for Geeking Out. All right, Steph. It's been about a month, but you got a here's what I would do in you.
Yeah. Do we have a bunch backlog?
Yeah.
Man, see, like, you don't even know, man. It's like you're born into this world, man. And you got it's like this, man, the dust and the wind, man. Or like the dang old candle in the wind, man. It don't matter, man. It's all the oldies, old time. You know what I think, man? Like them dang old, I think, therefore you are, man.
Well, that's what we tell ourselves, isn't it, Boomhauer?
Speaking of Boomhauer, how excited are you for the return of King of the Hill?
I am ready for it. I didn't think I was.
Just the intro that they showed alone,
yeah,
it gave us a lot to think about and a lot to kind of look forward to. I won't go into it because we are now not into Geeking Out. Maybe the next week we can go into it a little bit more, but that's awesome. But anyway, here's what I would do. Welcome. This is the segment where we take all your problems, questions, queries of everything that's ailing you, and we'll tell you what we would do. That's pretty much, it's on the title there, if you were wondering. So email us at Foobar Show, that's FOOBAR Show @gmail.com, and we'll the best ones will make it to the show. So we got 2 today. This first one's from Natalie in Alhambra. Hey, Joe and Steph. I'm 30, female, from Alhambra, and I could use some advice on something I didn't expect to be this awkward. Making adult friends.
Oh, man.
I moved to the area about a year ago for work, and while my coworkers are nice, they all have families or just keep to themselves. I've tried meetup groups, a couple of hobby classes, even a few apps that are supposedly for making friends, but it always feels like dating without the romance. Lots of small talk, but nothing really sticks. I'm not shy, but I also don't want to come off as desperate. How do adults even make meaningful, non-weird relationships these days? Or friendships? I'm starting to feel like it's high school all over again, just without the lockers. Natalie in Alhambra.
I mean, the first thing I thought of was like...
Join an app?
No, like when you mentioned like making friends as an adult, I'm just like, oh, how do you do that without making it seem like you're romantically interested in them, right? Because that's the first thing. It's just like, hey, hi, how are you? Which like I'm with somebody, but just like no. It's like I'm just looking for a friend.
I think for starters, you find somebody of the same sex, so that way you can. And I know we're in June right now, but I think that it comes off less like you're hitting on them. When you are this, like, yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with some guys.
I know, like, some people that go to like a Pilates class or like an exercise class, and then you just start talking to them like after the class. Hi, how did you like the class? Blah blah blah. And some people actually start talking more and more and more.
Right.
And they start hanging out.
Yeah.
I mean, you spend most of your time with your coworkers. Like, I go out with my coworkers all the time. But,
yeah, but you like them.
Yeah. And then would I consider them friends? I mean, to a certain extent, yes. But if I had to ask them to do something for me, probably
help
not.
You move or
right.
something?
Yeah. No, that's where, like, the line ends. But I get where you kind of need somebody like that.
Sure.
I would probably do something that I like and see who's there and then just strike up a conversation.
Yeah. Because you got to figure wherever you find this person, that's what you guys are going to talk about, because that's what you guys had in common. You were at this place doing this thing.
Yeah.
Like you said, Pilates or yoga or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to become a friendship, a relationship, where no longer are you exclusively talking about this thing that you guys have in common that you do, or it's going to become your entire personalities when you're together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, what kind of, like, I wouldn't want my friendships to just be about one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be able to spend time and go to places and enjoy meals with this person without it just being like, oh, cool, we're just talking about Pilates all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like for example, I like books and concerts, coffee shops.
Yeah.
But it's you really, I don't know. 'Cause concerts, I feel like it's easy to talk to people there because it's so high energy to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And that might work.
Yeah. Or, well, I mean, you can find people anywhere. It's just how you want to approach it. I mean, we have friends that are older that specifically like started a group. You know, like I listen to podcasts that have a specific like Facebook group, and then they plan things and they hang out with each other and that kind of thing.
Oh, yes.
But they're older, so you know I kind of keep my distance because I don't want to cram their style with my late 80s being born in, you know, they're like, who's this kid? Even though I'm fucking 38.
What a baby.
But you can, you can virtually just find a place where you're comfortable and just strike up a conversation with somebody who seems nice, and you might become friends. I think because of social media and everything that has been with the internet, I think people find it more daunting, but it's not that hard. You just got to talk to people. People are friendlier than you think.
Yes. They are, but it also depends on if you're an introvert. Like, I do not like talking to people.
Me either. Trust me, I do not. But I know you kind of have to know. You have to have that self-awareness to be like, I need to turn this on. Whatever social battery I have, I need to use it right now.
Yeah.
And I think you're smart enough to do that too, Steph. I've seen you do that in certain situations where you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And so I think you just need to build up that social battery and just, it sucks to say, but maybe there's a better way of saying it, but you got to force it.
Yeah. No, yeah. And
turn it on.
It's different.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're not like in the work setting, you're doing this for a personal reason. So that's where the challenge comes from. Being personal with other people.
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby! Baby want a bottle? A big dirt bottle?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I think that way. I'm just like, oh, what if this, you know, I'm just overthinking. It's like, well, like if I'm going to ask somebody like a question, it's like, oh, well, like, did I phrase it the right way? Because I tend to think too fast.
Yeah.
So my words come out all jumbled.
Yeah. That's just part of being an introvert. Yeah. I don't like it either. But it is what it is. But anywho, yeah, just it seems like you know what to do. You just need to do it. So go do it, Natalie. You'll be fine.
Good luck.
All right. Letter number 2. This is Damian in Pasadena. Hey, Foos. What's up? Love the show. Been listening from Pasadena since the early days. I'm 34, male, and I've been in a long-distance relationship for almost 2 years. Oh, God. Long-distance relationships are always tough. My girlfriend, Alicia, 32, female, lives in Chicago. Jesus! And we've been doing the visits every few weeks thing pretty consistently. We're both super committed and I see a future with her, but now we're hitting the point where we have to make a decision. Someone has to move. The issue is neither of us wants to be the one to leave behind their life, career, or support system. I'm torn because I want to be with her, but I don't want to risk resenting the move later, or worse, having her resent me if she makes a sacrifice. How do you make a decision like this without screwing up a good thing? Damian in Pasadena.
Don't change anything.
What do you mean?
No, I'm just kidding.
Like just keep it the way it is?
Yeah, but obviously there's more to it than that. Like
they have a Route 66 romance right now going on.
Yeah.
Pasadena to Chicago.
And you're doing this every few weeks?
You must have a really good job, both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I part of me wants to say, well, meet in the middle. Maybe go settle in fucking Salt Lake City or some shit, you know? Or Denver.
The driest state.
Or Denver. Or somewhere in the middle. But, I hear what you're saying here. You're at that point, it's because you're going to share that resentment of, damn, I left my family and friends for this. Like, you are literally going to be alone with her. If you do that. So maybe not that.
But you know what? People do that all the time. They do it all the time.
Pick up and leave.
They'll move states. People move countries.
But see, here's the thing. Usually when those people move or leave a place, they've been already together. They don't live together right now. So they don't even know what kind of a person what type of person they are when they're living with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like their habits, what kind of peeves you have against what they're used to doing on a day-to-day. So that's what's tricky, because whoever ends up leaving, if it's one or both, it's not going to be easy. And then now you're living with each other, and what if that doesn't work?
Right.
I mean, you can always move back. Assuming each of you have your own support system. So if one of you were to leave and it doesn't work out, it seems like you can move back.
Right.
Like, because you have that support system. It's just, anything good is really worth trying. It seems like you really like her. Sometimes it's the guy who has to move, to be honest. A lot of the times it seems like it's the guy who has to move.
Really?
I think so, because especially if you really want to be with her, you kind of want her to be in a comfortable setting, and that's going to be with her family and friends.
Mm.
And it just seems like it doesn't work the other way around. I mean, I would love for it to, but I just don't think that's how society works right now. Like, the guy needs to make the sacrifice. And that's just my perspective, but what do you think? I
know it the other way around.
With who?
Just from, talking with my patients and like my entire family came over here from the Philippines.
Mm.
They didn't necessarily come here for a guy, though.
Yeah, they came here to not live in the Philippines anymore.
Yeah, but then they ended up, getting relationships, and had it been the other way around, I don't think they would have worked out, just because it's a very different setting.
Right.
Weather's different, things like that. But the point that I was trying to make is that usually it's the guy that invites the girl to live with them.
Mm-hmm.
If it's that type of relationship.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be. Could be whatever relationship you want it to be. But yeah.
I guess one piece of information that I wish you would have given us here, Damian, is what do you do for a living? Like, is it going to be even that easy to pick up and leave and find another, like, does your company also exist in Chicago where you can maybe try to petition for a transfer? Like, what about her company? What about where she works? Can she work remote? I guess that would also dictate what my opinion would be.
It also seems like the both of you are in this relationship, but you're also not committed because neither of you is willing to sacrifice your comfort.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're talking about it.
So
you're very concerned.
That is a conversation that I would have.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
that's a good
look,
point, Steph.
Look, we've been in this for 2 years, and I don't want to leave. You don't want to leave.
What do we do? Where do we go from here?
Right.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not committed. Committed, but are you really?
Yeah, I think then, before you make any decisions, and because, there's a lack of other pieces of information here to tell you what I would do, talk to her. Either write back with more information or just do probably what we're telling you to do right now anyway and just have that conversation. It seems like you haven't yet. Right. Or if you have, it didn't come to any particular type of conclusion.
Right. Because if it came down to it, like if I had a better job opportunity and required us to move,
yeah,
I would expect you to move.
Yeah. It would have to make sense, though, economically.
Yeah.
Like
a really big
like
promotion.
Huge. Like, fuck. Like, where I don't have to work anymore as much.
Excuse me?
Like, hey. I'm just saying. But these conversations are never easy, and it always seems like it's a little one-sided, especially like military families, which usually like the male who was in the military.
You gotta move
the family, and you have kids growing up on military bases all around the world.
Yeah.
So it happens. Just figure it out. You got to talk to each other. So do that first. And if you have more details, just send those in, and then we'll talk a little bit more shit. But I think that's going to do it. What do you think, Steph?
Did that, we had and I keep bringing this up, we never got the wedding invite.
We're not going to get, they probably already got married. We're not getting an invite.
I believe it was this month. Still waiting for them. It's not
Maybe they didn't get married. Maybe we ruined the.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's between you. If you're taking, wholehearted advice from this comedy podcast, then you got some self-reflecting to do.
You got bigger problems to suss out. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for Here's What I Would Do.
Man, see, like, you don't even know, man. It's like you're born into this world, man. And you got it's like this, man, the dust and the wind, man. Or like the dang old candle in the wind, man. It don't matter, man. It's all the oldies, old time. You know what I think, man? Like them dang old, I think, therefore you are, man.
Well, that's what we tell ourselves, isn't it, Boomhauer?
Cool. Well, Steph, what are the chances that we're going to be doing another podcast next week and maybe just be back to a regular schedule here?
There's
pretty high, right?
Yeah, they're pretty high. We will be broadcasting from Chuck E. Cheese next week.
Why are we broadcasting from Chuck? Well, this is news to me. I know we're going to Chuck E. Cheese for a 4-year-old's birthday party, but we have to broadcast from there? Are we going to be like the band? They don't have that anymore at Chuck E. Cheese. The band, the mechanical band.
Do they still have the mascot, though? Do they still have the guy,
Chuck?
Yeah.
It's not Chucky, by the way. It's Chuck E. The E stands for entertainment. Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Jesus. Yeah, is he going to be walking around? I would love to interview that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay. I would love to interview that.
He's not the same one when we were growing up, where it was just like in this barbershop quartet looking like outfit. Now he's hip and he has a...
Is he still wearing that like 90s crop top?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that he's cooler than he was.
Yeah.
He looks cooler, but I don't know if he's like June cool.
What does that even mean?
Well, it's Pride Month.
Yeah. Oh, you don't know if he's gay?
I don't know if he's gay.
He could be gay if he wants to be. That's fine.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. And then we have, and then the following week we have Doug Brody on. Yes, or is that not for another few weeks?
No, that is on. 1 second, please.
Our friend Doug Brody.
So that's gonna be on the couple weeks after that. Couple weeks.
Okay, and
we're 3 weeks out from that interview.
And we're talking about his new book coming out, Shelley Part 2. We have Shelley Part 1, and we've talked about that one. Yes?
Yes. The second installment of Shelley.
Cool. All right. Well,
it's called Shelley Murder Mine, by the way.
Excellent. Yeah, I've already pre-ordered that on Amazon, getting my hardcover. And hopefully we see him at Comic-Con this year so he can sign it. That's usually where we see him in person.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna try to get us some more guestesses now that my schedule is more available.
Yeah. See if you can get like a Robert Downey Jr. or something.
I'll work on it, but no promises.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, come on back next week. I know I've said that before, and you have every reason not to believe me, but come on back next week. Thank you all so very much for listening into the Foobar Show. Remember to follow, like, and comment on our socials as at Foobar Show. That's FOO Bar Show. And listen at FOOBarshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll fill it up like a couple of Foos. I've been Josie.
And I'm Steph.
Signing off saying, don't be a dick!
Fuck, man. Thank you, guys.
And say bye-bye. Before find a new guy, you come to try. Fuck me, then go out the door. Please don't touch my card no more. No more you, I become horny single guy. Today say bye bye, tonight I go cry cry. Cannot fuck me, then go out the door. If we continue this love, baby, we won't have resolve. You love my guy named Justin Bieber. So gay.
Banger.